got a little bit of a delay, but so I'm just sitting here right now waiting for the conference to begin. Someone came on earlier and said something about waiting for Judge Hepburn. And because there's no recording of the actual conference, I got my earpods on so I can listen and give you guys live updates as it occurs. So we here, just got to be patient. If you want to leave, super chat tips or leave comments, feel free to do so. But we here for this Ripple SEC lawsuit. This promises to be a big day for Ripple. So we just got to stay focused and hear the news as it comes in. So let's check the price of XRP today. The current price of XRP is at $1.22. It looks like it's up 8% for the day, which is pretty good. Has a 24-hour trading volume of 4,576,000. No, sorry, 4,576,032,279 USD. So Ripple's not going anywhere, man. We just have to make sure that these accusations that the SEC put up don't stifle XRP's growth. Let's take a look here and see what Twitter is saying. I'm trying to log in on my iPad. Oh, there we go. All right. It sounds like they're almost underway. And they're getting started now. Jorge Tenreiro for the SEC. And Matthew Solomon's there for Brad Garlinghouse. Martin Frumenbaum for Larson. And Kellogg for Ripple Labs Inc. While we're getting started, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And most importantly, make sure you hit that share button. And I got my super chat available. I got my chat lines open. Um, if you have any questions, leave them below. I am a paralegal, so I can kind of answer some legal questions. Right now, they're saying you can't broadcast, you can't record. So that's why I've got the headphones in to make sure that it's not recording out to you guys, but that I can still bring you live news. So while she's talking and giving the rules of the court, um, Ripple filed a motion for extension of time until Tuesday, September 7th, 2021 to respond to SEC's motion to compel turnover of video and audio recordings of Ripple staff meetings. So there's a lot of staff meetings that were going on, and SEC wants some information from those staff meetings to further their case. Yes, Shushil Aryal, I'll definitely give you as much information as I can. Right now they're talking about the motion um, regarding, production of documents. So I'm going to be quiet here and there so I can listen, and then I can divulge what they're talking about after they speak. Right now they're talking to Mr. Solomon. The judge is speaking right now. So she's asking about aiding and abetting and whether the attorney thinks that there was a subjective or objective claim. And Mr. Kellogg is replying that it's objective and not subjective. And Mr. Kellogg is now talking about the Dodd-Frank Act, which amended aiding and abetting. So he's just citing some case law to go with his statement that this is an objective claim. SFB, there's nowhere to watch the case live. That's why some of the YouTubers are doing live streams. You could have dialed in to listen to the case. There's a dial-in number, but as far as watching the case live, there's nowhere to watch the case live. I do ask that everyone donate to the channel who is watching, and everyone hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to help my YouTube algorithm so I can keep giving you this interesting and provocative coverage. Okay, so Mr. Kellogg is saying that the SEC cannot even argue against this being an objective stance. And he's stating some case law from a Supreme Court case saying that the SEC really doesn't have much merit to argue that this is not objective. So he's saying something along the lines of a Safeco case, and he's defining recklessness. This is Mr. Kellogg, who's Ripple's attorney. So obvious that it should be known, as far as talking about the law or talking about torts from Supreme Court cases. So they're saying if it wasn't so obvious to the SEC in 2013, then why would they saying that it's obvious to Brad Garlinghouse or Mr. Larson to state that they're aiding and abetting? Good argument. U.S. versus Deslasky is a case that I think the SEC brought up, and the judge is speaking right now. Be sure if you're watching my live feed that you just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for me. I appreciate everyone that's here. I'm going to try to bring you some clear and concise news on what they're discussing. I just ask for your support in return. If you can hear my voice, hit that number 1 too, so I can know that I'm being heard properly. Now they're discussing the fair notice defense. This is still Attorney Kellogg talking. They're talking about the kick case and an argument that was raised in front of Judge Sellerstein regarding cryptocurrencies. So the SEC is arguing that only its external conduct is relevant in these other cases. Now Kellogg is arguing that the internal memos that they're seeking is relevant. And they're saying that the documents are highly probative of the elements. and referring to Zablevsky. They're talking really fast, so I'm trying to keep up. Okay. So he's saying the kick case involved an ICO and a fraud, none of which are relevant to this Ripple versus SEC case. Now, Kellogg is making it very clear to the judge that this is not an ICO case because in the Zablevsky case, they offered real estate leverage, which he didn't own. Dude, speaker function phone. No, so Root G on Gringo, I cannot record on YouTube the conference. But I'm trying to deliver to you as I'm listening in my headphones. No, they said at the beginning of the lawsuit, of the conference, that you would be held accountable for recording, and they forbid recording. And the color of my skin shows that I have to really listen and take hold heed to those warnings. But while I'm stopping for a second, everybody in the chat, please hit that like button. It's very hard to set up both OBS, YouTube, and my phone, and I had to call in to make sure that the conference number was still right. So if you can leave some donations, if you can't leave a donation, at least hit that like button, that comment button, that subscribe button, and that share button. Your kindness will be appreciated. So Kellogg is just saying recklessness is not a consideration in their case because there was a fraud, literal fraud in the other case that this case is being compared to. Make sure y'all all hit the like button here. I see a lot of playbacks. I see a lot of viewers. Just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell. Appreciate you. Rude J, glad you understand, brother. I'm trying to give it to you, but I cannot record anything off the case here. Rodrigo, I believe that after this case is over, XRP can start to mature the way it was meant to. And a lot of people are speculating it was due to be a $10,000 token. So fingers crossed. The judge is talking right now, but she's trying to get some clarification on some things. Thanks, man. They just went silent for a second, so I don't know if the judge is reading over some paperwork or what have you. We'll just sit tight. So who thinks XRP is going to go to 10,000 if there's a settlement? Or at least put in the comments what you think XRP will be worth by the end of 2021. I know it's been a long run from 2017, but leave a comment of what you think XRP will be worth by the end of this year. Okay. Still silent over there. Not sure what the judge is up to. I'm just going to put it on mute and wait for them to come back.
Welcome to AT&T's teleconference service. Please enter your access code, followed by the pound sign. To join the conference, as the host or co-host, press star. Otherwise, press pound.
Okay, somehow I was kicked out or something. But I'm back in. Yes, please add more likes to the video. Another attorney's talking right now. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mo1212. Sounds like they kicked everybody out for some sensitive information. Call me BugzeeLix. I do music too, so after you're done watching this live stream, make sure you go check out my channel for some of my music and my animated movie called Space Needle. Okay, thanks, Gary Murphy. Thank you for tapping in too. While you guys are here, please hit that like button. And if you're so kind, hit that subscribe button. Leave a super chat. Yeah, I thought it was some sensitive information, but sounds like everyone got kicked out. Okay, they're arguing case law right now, talking about a bias in favor of transparency, and that the government has the burden of clarifying what's decisional and what's deliberate. Appreciate you. Root J, thank you. And Gary Murphy, thank you for that update. He's talking about some 40 documents that were protected are not protected any longer. So there's 11 documents that have been produced in heavily redacted form that Ripple needs to argue their case out of 40 documents that were produced or that were produced to the DPP. 11 of those 40 documents were provided, but there's a lot of redactions on those 11 documents. And so Ripple is expressing frustration for not getting some of the documentation that they've asked to be produced and was rewarded or granted by the judge should be produced. And they're arguing that it's grossly broad the way that it's asserted. Yeah, Your Honor has it ordered for disclosure of all of these documents. And now the judge is speaking again. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Most importantly, hit that share button. Leave a super chat or regular tip. All will be appreciated. Now the judge is asking some questions. This is Jorge Tenreiro that's speaking now. Now he's mentioning fraud cases and why they're being mentioned in the relevancy of this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. And Mr. Tenreiro fundamentally disagrees with Mr. Solomon's statements. Rajesh Kumar Pati, what is your price prediction? So he's reading some findings from other cases. So this is Mr. Tenreiro speaking. Rajesh Kumar Pati. I think with the right conditions, per the experts that I've watched, that Ripple can reach 35,000. I think it was set up to reach 10,000, but to fluctuate within 10,000 to where Bitcoin is now. So I think 35,000 is reasonable if there was a settlement and all the conditions of the 300 plus clients that Ripple has, and Ripple becoming one of the new what am I trying to say? Global currencies and bridge currencies, that Ripple could definitely reach 10,000 and then upwards to 60,000 like Bitcoin. So they're discussing Kick right now and comparing the differences between XRP and Kick, which was another cryptocurrency that got sued for being fraudulent. Everyone in the chat, thank you for joining. Please, please, please hit that like button. Ade Molajo, why do you feel that 35K is not possible? Please explain your reasoning for feeling that. Ripple said themselves they are trying to take over all the money and become the world currency. So why do you think, if that was their goal, and if this case clears them of any wrongdoing, that with the amount of customers they have and clients that they have, that they could not replace the SWIFT system. Please explain, Ade Molajo. Oh, no, Val, and I'm just saying I was making a little slight joke that if I'm breaking the law, they may come down on me a little harder than others. That's all I was saying with the color of my skin. There's about 20 or more people in the chat right now, maybe 240. Please, everyone, hit that like button. It's very frustrating for a guy bringing you the news and you're not hitting the like button. Yeah, but Ade Molajo, we're in the trillions here in America with uh, debt, and we are approving trillions of dollars to be printed now for budgets. So when you're talking billions, we were in billions years ago, and when Trump signed the first trillions into circulation, we made it over to trillions. So yes, in the past that would be absurd or outlandish, but now with quantum computing, that I'm saying that can handle trillions of dollar computations around the world, you can say in the past that that was outlandish, but with quantum computing, trillions and even maybe quadrillions are going to be the new billions and the new trillion, if that makes sense. So I understand your logic. And the judge is talking right now for those that want an update. The judge is talking about lack of clarity. She's talking about the recklessness of Mr. Garlinghouse. And the attorneys responding saying they're asking Mr. Garlinghouse how was he convinced that it was okay to sell Ripple the way they did, like XRP the way they did. Rajesh, look up Stronghold, SHX. So they're saying that Mr. Garlinghouse knew what he believed, knew what he thought, and that he honestly thought that this was not a security and that he was not being reckless. And now the judge is interjecting as that being a subjective test. And she's telling him that the measure has to be objective, not about what Mr. Garlinghouse thought. And was his belief objectively reasonable? Yeah, Rajesh, look up Stronghold. That's a new one out that's partnered with Flare and it's also partnered with IBM. Look up Matic, Polygon, Matic. I wouldn't say it can beat Bitcoin or Ethereum, but you could probably make more money than you could now off of Polygon. Off of Bitcoin or Ethereum. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just giving you a few tokens to look up. Eddie Santee, we're still listening in. The judge is talking right now. She's giving some instruction regarding how something has to be objective instead of being subjective, if that makes sense to you. And the argument saying he doesn't have to prove what the person actually knew. Rajesh, if ADA gets their act together, I heard that they can be just as good as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everyone that loves ADA, Cardano is just waiting for them to get their act together. I think within September, October is supposed to be a good month for them. They have some new things coming out, but I'm not really a Cardano follower, so I don't know much about what they got in the works. But what I've heard is that they are excellent, and that they could somehow uh, get up to the top 3 currencies. So the attorney's just arguing how we apply the same laws that we have to cryptocurrencies right now. I'm not sure who's speaking, but I believe it's the SEC attorney. So he's citing the Nacho case. Where the SEC brought a lawsuit against individuals for misapplying the accounting standard. And the SEC lawyer is saying that they were justified in how they applied the standards in the Nacho case. And now the SEC attorney is saying that the premise of Mr. Solomon's entire argument was that there was confusion. And he's saying that they don't cite a single case where there was aiding and abetting without fraud. Good question, Root J. No one knows. We're hoping that today would be the final outcome or lead to some type of settlement or lead to some type of permanent ruling, but none of us know. That's why we're listening so intently. While I have everyone here too, make sure you go to GroovySwap.com. You can pick up my GHT token. It's called Groovy Human Token. It's on GroovySwap.com. We're Binance Smart Coin chain, and we're also an ERC20 token that's listed on Pancakeswap with the Binance Smart Chain, and we were listed on Vindax Exchange and Etherfly Exchange as an ERC20 token. But yeah, make sure you go over to GroovySwap.com and pick you up some Groovy Human tokens. They're just collectible tokens. I'm not promising that you're going to get rich off them or anything, but I did launch my own Groovy Human token. We are legal and we are registered in the state of Wyoming. So it's one of the more legal, legit tokens out there. Just make sure you go over to GroovySwap.com, look up our website, look what we've been up to, and grab you a bag of GHT tokens. And thank you for your support on that. Continue to leave those likes, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hear some music. I'm a musician, I'm a rap artist, so I have lots of music on my channel and videos. And I'm going to pause for a while so I can listen to what they're saying in the case again. So they're talking about some of the logs that they got from Ripple. Some of them were talking to the FBI about money laundering. And the SEC lawyers are saying that Ripple's trying to swing the door open for other cryptocurrencies to elaborate on the government's stance on cryptocurrencies. Now the judge is asking questions. Now she's asking a question to SEC. The courts need to know when the deliberations ceased, or deliberations ended and there won't be a decision. Is it your view that the court will tell the parties whether there will be or won't be a decision to decide? Or should there be perpetual deliberation on all these crypto issues? He's saying that the defendants are collapsing all sorts of deliberations. I think both sides are taking the gloves off and just going hard at each other at this point. Make sure you subscribe to my Twitter channel. You can see it behind me, BugzeeLix. Subscribe here on YouTube and on Twitter so you can hear any BugzeeLix updates about crypto, NFT art, and my music. He's talking about different exhibits and action memos. And he's just going through a history of what the SEC have attempted to do to prove their case. And he's trying to paint a picture that Ripple kept stifling their deliberations. Now he's referring to Exhibit E. And he's saying that the SEC has been communicating with other agencies to answer her question about should there be perpetual ongoing conferences regarding the complexities of cryptocurrency. Oh, Rajesh Kumar, you're welcome, man. And Eddie Santee, you're welcome as well. Okay. Now the judge is asking, how am I supposed to know everything that you're mentioning right now and what decisions and when these decisions were rendered? Now he's talking about declarations and priv laws where he feels like the SEC has provided everything, but that Ripple is making it difficult by saying we're unique and we need more information all the time, which this is obviously the SEC lawyers defending their position while he's talking to the judge. No, Root J. This case started on December 31st of last year. Rajesh, I hear you, man. Yeah. $10,000. That's what some experts say it was created to be valued at. And I think that's what's so scary because if it is reached 10,000, then a lot of these XRP employees and a lot of the creators will instantly be trillionaires. And so going back to Ade Molajo's point, people can't wrap their mind around trillions of dollars nowadays. But it's with quantum computing, trillions of dollars is the same as what billions were a while ago. That's why you have Amazon now being a $1 trillion company. That's why you have the U.S. now having budgets of trillions of dollars. Grind 30, what's good, man? Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button. Anybody in the chat, make sure you hit that like button. Anybody in the chat, I don't care if it's $1 super chat or $20 super chat. Please leave a super chat. I worked hard to get this feed together for you guys. Please show some love. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that share button, please. Okay, so argument made, Ade Malajo. So I'm not sure. It could go to 5,000, 10,000, but again, you've got to understand that a lot of those tokens are going to be bridge assets. So are they going to be 10,000 forever or just as a bridge asset instantaneously? It's a very complex new type of thought process that's going into taking a Mexican peso that's $10,000 worth and transferring over to Chinese yuan that's worth $10,000. Is it going to maintain that $10,000 value, or is it going to instantly go back to being worth nothing? And so holders of that token, whether it's banks, whether it's entities, or whether it's us who bought in early, would only be the people that would hold it permanently at a certain price, like a bearer bond. So I don't really know all the ins and outs of why people believe that it's going to be worth 10K, but I know that most of the currency, the XRP that's used just as a bridge currency, won't keep that value, if that makes sense. Okay, back to the case real quick. This is the SEC attorney speaking, I believe. He's troubled by the request in Appendix A, which narrows the number of documents. And he's talking about some notes with other parties and some documentation with other parties. About conversations with other parties in these notes. And he's talking about Bloomberg versus SEC. So he's talking about disclosure of information to companies. Ade Malajo, he says, I'm not anti-XRP. I'm just saying I can't see that market cap. As you say, a bridge asset which is settled very quickly doesn't require the token cap to get that high. Yeah, Ade Malajo, they're now talking about the last conversation I heard from Joel Katz, or one second, I'm listening to the judge. Yeah, now the judge is requesting to review some of these documents that the SEC was just referring to. Now she's explaining or clarifying what the deliberative process is. Broad application of the privilege being appropriate. Okay. So she's breaking down how she comes to giving privilege for specific documents. And she's telling that to the SEC, how she usually comes to those rulings. And she made a little joke. Right. So the SEC feels like these documents would interfere with their mission, and she's telling him, "I don't know why you would think these documents would 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 make it harder for you guys in your argument." And she's kind of saying that it's fair for Ripple to ask for these documents. One day there will be major regulation. When it happens, the majority of coins will cease to exist. All that money will go into those coins that have real use case. Exactly. And so when we're talking about the world and when we're talking about instant settlement, it's going to be a whole different calculating system. And we'll start to hear words like trillions and quadrillions more often. And there's going to be, the haves and the have-nots. So the haves usually already know trillions and talk about trillions and quadrillions. Oh, Jabberwocky. I hope you hit that like button, oh Jabberwocky, because I'm about to answer your question. But for everybody in the chat, I don't see any super chats or any donations coming through. I work hard on this video. Please leave $1 to $20, $50, whatever you can. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that share button, and share this video everywhere. I do believe that the way the judge is posturing herself is that she's looking to rule in the favor of Ripple Jabberwocky. It looks like, she doesn't understand, or she's asking the SEC why, that she's saying, she's making a statement of she doesn't feel like they're privileged if she rules that certain documents should be disclosed to Ripple that they're asking for. And now she's saying, how can we move forward? And she's asking for the documents logged on Appendix A now. And she's going to give both sides opportunities to submit letter briefs. She's going to allow the SEC to file certain portions of the letter redacted. Grind, you a good dude, man. It don't matter if it's $2 or $200. I work hard on these chats and I appreciate any donation. Thank you, Grind 30. Anybody that's just entering the chat, I am a hip hop rap artist. You can follow me on Instagram on Licks the Six Toy. It should be somewhere on my banner or whatever. You can follow me on BugzeeLix on YouTube, obviously, and on Twitter. Definitely follow me on TikTok under BugzeeLix. And go to GroovySwap.com and get some of my GHT tokens because I am a crypto token creator as well. Matter of fact, I'll put some of these things in the chat. So she's asking for letter briefs right now. So I'm just leaving some places where you guys can follow me on. So it sounds like September 14th. Okay, David Lutz, thank you. There's a super chat button there. My Cash App, let me put my Cash App in here for those that love Cash App. Show your love on my Cash App. So she's coming up with some dates where some letters, some briefs that they're sending her. And it sounds like September 14th is going to be a due date for these briefs. And then she's asking the SEC when they would have their brief available. So she wants a redacted one from the SEC and an unredacted version. And they're just going over particulars of which way to send the documents to the judge. So anybody that wants to donate, you can donate either on here on YouTube or also on Cash App. My Cash App link or my name is in the chat now. Now she's asking Mr. Tenrero, which I believe is one of the defendants on Rippleside's attorneys. Yeah, I mean, that's what court cases do, man. The wheels of justice churn slow, Jabberwocky. So now they're talking September 14th is another deadline. And one of the lawyers said earlier this year that they think everything's going to drag out till November, which is very reasonable for these type of matters. And she's asking about Mr. Solomon if he has any more to add, and then he's going to chime into what Mr. Tenrero was saying right now. Grind 30, you're a big dude for that, man. I definitely appreciate it. Let me put the name of my animated movie that's on YouTube in the chat so everyone can watch that. It's coming out on local TV soon. Hey, what? No, I'm not. What's up? Okay, where? Where to? Huh? All right. Be careful. Talking to my daughter there. You know what I mean? Got to get them right for the day. So that's the film that's on YouTube. Space Needle, The Animated Life of BugzeeLix. Make sure you go check that out immediately after this stream. Make sure you share it everywhere. I need as many shares on that film as possible. It's also on one of the crypto channels, which is thetatv.bugzeelix. I'm just giving y'all everything you need to be a full-fledged fan of my channel and of my movement. This is your first time discovering me. Welcome. We've been busy. We've been expecting you. But I'm also XRP Army guy, not from the military, just part of the XRP Army. Um, and so that's why I love doing videos like this. I graduated as a paralegal and as a political scientist, so I love all this XRP, SEC nerdy stuff. And any chance I get to broadcast any updates on XRP, you can come to my channel and check those out. Okay, so he's arguing that these documents are going to be highly critical to the defense of this trial. And this is Solomon, lawyer Solomon. So this is kind of like their closing arguments to convince the judge to kind of lean more towards their sides. He thinks the SEC is falling down on their initial showing. He thinks it's overbroad. He's thanking the court for being careful and surgical. And he's alleging that they haven't alleged DPP adequately at this point. And he's asking for her to make a ruling now on DPP. And the judge is talking again. She's not going to make a ruling today. She's talking about September 14th. She's wishing everyone a happy Labor Day. So it looks like she really wants to review all of these things in Appendix A that they just referred to. And she's wrapping up. And she just adjourned. So I'll review for a while if you guys want to stick around. We'll chop it up, see what's going on. I know everyone's probably going to be frustrated that the SEC Ripple case wasn't settled in this particular conference, but it just is what it is. Like, a judge is not going to put their career on the line, not having all the facts in front of them. This judge, Hepburn, seems like she is very thorough and meticulous, and she knows what's at stake. She's thorough and meticulous at going over all the evidence, hearing both sides of the argument, respecting the SEC as that government body that is supposed to protect consumers, but also seeing some uh, um, loose ends in their argument. And then she also respects Ripple as this juggernaut new company that's trying to push crypto ahead. And it's a tough position for a judge when it's a situation of you have some case law like the Kick case, but the Kick case was more about fraud. It did have crypto elements to it, but it didn't have this vague, what was Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson thinking, um, and why weren't they given fair notice type of ambiguity as the Ripple case does. The Kick case was pretty much slam dunk. This is fraud. This guy was trying to offer something and promise people wealth and riches from, I think it was real estate, but there was no promises in the Ripple XRP distribution. There was no assets being sold or traded for something. It was just it being a crypto asset and them wanting clarity on it that the SEC didn't give from 2013 on, and now the SEC does an about face and says, "Hey, you guys are violation of SEC laws, and you should have known that." And Ripple's here saying, "We didn't get fair notice. What do you guys have on log of saying that we were similar to Ethereum or that we were similar to Bitcoin at the time, to where you guys didn't give us clarity that we were violating laws for over 8 years?" And it's just a cluster F of what a judge has to sift through to make sure they're setting the right precedents moving forward. Now we should be able to see some type of fair notice to any cryptocurrencies that come out. All of the ones that are already out should be grandfathered in. And this is just my opinion, to not having received fair notice, just as Ripple has it, in regards to staying in existence. There may be regulation that says that they have to apply themselves in different ways, which may cost money for licensing or to conduct business, or to be approved by some government entity, or to register with just their local state government. But I don't think that all cryptocurrencies are going to disappear, as some people say. I think it's going to be harder for them to do business, but they won't just disappear, because if they were in before the precedent was set, then they should be able to still exist. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. Shahrukh and Mood. Hey, what's up, brother? He's saying hi to everyone. Thank you for joining the chat. Everyone that's still in the chat, visible or non-visible, I see you. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. If you look in the chat, you'll see my Cash App there. You can donate to Cash App. Some people forgot their Google login. Some people don't know how to donate to the chat, but most people know how to use Cash App. I spent a full hour before even the conference started preparing this for you guys, making sure that everyone could get this updated information. So I just want to be appreciated and rewarded. I only see 11 likes right now. That's kind of offensive to me, but please, please, please hit that like button. Right next to the like button is the subscribe button. Then there's the notification bell so you can be notified of all my other videos. And then there's the share button. Make sure you share this video of high importance to anyone you've been trying to convince of crypto, anyone in your family that you've been talking to about crypto, if you've been talking to your boyfriend or girlfriend about crypto. This video is crucial for them, because without understanding what's going on with the Ripple and SEC lawsuit, they'll be lost in any other facet of what crypto's about or what crypto's doing, because this case is so pivotal to the past, present, and future of cryptocurrency. So that's why I'm asking you to share the video. It also helps the YouTube algorithm, as others have stated, but I really want you guys to educate people without having to sound like a nerd to educate people on what crypto's about. Once people hear that Ripple and the SEC are involved in crypto, they usually get it. They usually know that it's the next big thing without you telling them a whole bunch of different cryptocurrencies, and their head spinning by the time that you're done talking to them, and they are turned off more than they're turned on. So before anyone leaves, I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to tell everyone to look into the chat. I put quite a few links in there where you could follow me, where you could hear my music, where you could pick up some groovy human tokens, and where you can go check out my NFT art also. Me personally, I do believe that Ripple can go to $10,000, but that's with a caveat. As I was discussing with one of the people in the chat, um, I believe that even if it goes to 10,000, there will be people that hold the token. You can still sell it for 9,000, and it might jump to 15,000, and you're trying to figure out which point to sell it at. But for those banking institutions and corporate institutions that are using Ripple for just transactions, it'll be more of a bridge currency. And so they're talking about hidden rails, which are different ways to send the XRP token outside of public view, hidden blockchains, et cetera, et cetera. Because a lot of these companies have to have trust for each other. If I'm sending you $10 million in uh, ruples, I guess ruples or whatever the Indian currency is, up to Canada, then I have to know that that's going to turn into Canadian dollars by the time it reaches. So for that time that it's being changed over to XRP, those XRP tokens would be worth enough to make up for that $10 million. You see what I'm saying? But they won't continue to keep that value the whole time. And so what it'll be is just the spider web of transfers will somehow algorithmically determine the price of Ripple just as much as the market will of people buying their supplies of Ripple. If that makes sense, I don't know how it's going to work, but I know that some people that have broken down and looked further into it than I have kind of came up with the same conclusion. And a lot of the even originators, which is Joel Katz, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and others in the Ripple organization have been on record saying that we didn't come to make Ripple just some small thing. We wanted it to be this huge thing that kind of takes over all the currency in the world. So who am I to not believe them if they have the FCC up their rear end trying to stop that or to limit their scope of power within government regulation? It is I, BugzeeLix here. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy. I thank you for your likes. I thank you for anyone who interacted in the stream. I don't do these very often, but I will try to do more and more. Anyone that does donate on Cash App to my Groovy Pods, I thank you for that donation. It means the world to me to have real fans and real followers. Anyone that subscribed to the channel, please review all my other videos. I don't just talk about just XRP. I talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon Matic, Kin token, and some other rich tokens, Multiverse AI, and so on and so forth. I might do a video soon on this new token, Stronghold. And I have talked about Flare networks in the past. So definitely tune into my channel. Make it one of your top channels. Make it your favorite channel. And I'll be back with some more groovy XRP news to come. Groovin'.